Mike, check! It's your wake-up call, Baltimore. This for the brothers that's locked up in Baltimore City, Baltimore County Detention Center, the Illinois Department of Corrections. You locked up behind the war on drugs. This is an inspirational moment. I don't need 1 million people to march. I need 1 million people to pay attention. I'm Shorty. I'm the king of barbecue in Baltimore. So I think. I'm the best at the best. And to beat the best, you got to beat the best. You ain't beat me yet. I'm down Fells Point. It's Jimmy's. Now they do Manic Mondays. They used to do Manic Mondays down here. You can contact Ron Matz. I came down to a lot of Manic Mondays. WJZ did the first story on me when I got out of the Illinois Department of Corrections. It was called Hard Look. Richard Sher did it about me. You can see it. It's on YouTube. I've been doing a documentary about race and racism since I got out of jail. I used my store to do it. I used food to do it. Now, Fox 45 know all about this. WJZ know all about this. This is mainstream media. We talking about mass incarceration in your prison industry. We talking about Black Lives Matter. It ain't that Black Lives Matter, it's that your black bodies make money. And that's something that you need to figure out in this equation. They don't care about black lives, they care about the money that you generate. They care about the money that you bring in the prison industry. Incarceration over education, because it's cheaper to lock you up than it is to educate you. I'm down Fells Point. This is where they used to bring the slaves in. This is where the slave industry was made. And if you look down here in Fells Point, ain't no black businesses down here, man. Now you go over to the Green Turtle. Bill Placco know me. The Green Turtle know me. Members of the Green Turtle know me. His son used to work for me up at Green Spring Station when I had my store on Falls Road. Like I said, I came here straight out of the Illinois Department of Corrections. I changed my product. I didn't change my hustle. I stopped selling drugs. I started selling sandwiches. I started selling barbecue. I created a dynasty for my family. You feel me? The same way that Jimmy got his for Jimmy, Shorty was getting his for Shorty. I got 6 kids by 6 different women in 4 different states, and I was creating generational wealth for my family with Shorty's barbecue. Everybody know that. The state took that from me. And the people know that. And I'm going to show you how. The state took it because I was making a movie about Gov.O'Malley. I started with Gov.O'Malley when Gov.O'Malley was married, when Gov.O'Malley was council president and Kirk Smoke was in office. All right, that's how long I've been doing this. All right, so I've been following Maryland politics for a long time. Maryland politics ain't no different than Chicago politics. So I came up with this idea about Operation Greylord because y'all make a lot of money off of black bodies in Baltimore. Operation Greylord was about the courts and the corruption and racism in the courts and how you make money off of people in Chicago. So I just took that and used it as a blueprint and a blanket for what I'm doing here. So it's called Baltimore Rewired. Really, it's called Mic Check. Because when I come around, I shut y'all down. I ain't from Baltimore. I'm from Zion. I didn't go to Poly. I didn't go to City. I went to the Department of Corrections. Now you can contact Billy Murphy. You can contact Billy Murphy, Ivan Bass, J. Wendell Gordon, Dwight Pettit, any lawyer that's anybody in Baltimore. They didn't want this case. All right? And I gave them this case back in 2006 when I started this. Senator Cardins, Mikulski, Van Hollen, Sarbanes, Cummings, Kwasi Mfume, Nick Mosby. I gave Nick Mosby my program right here when Nick Mosby was on Manic Monday. And I got the video from it. So Nick can't say that he don't know about this. Baltimore Rewired. That's a movie release. To whom it may concern. That's Governor Hogan. He didn't sign the movie release. And he ain't got to sign it. Because he's a public official. All right? And I videotape phone calls to Governor Hogan. And I got Governor Hogan shaking my hand. I ran against Governor Hogan in 2014. I'm a black Republican. See that? That's Billy Murphy. See that? That's Billy Murphy. He didn't want to take my case. It's Baltimore Rewired. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to you before I do it to you. Because that's the type of guy I am. That's me in City Hall. I got a podcast. I got public access. I'm shooting for Hulu and Apple TV. Social justice or social change. I'm the founding member of the Baltimore Block. I'm part of West Wednesday, Keith Davis team. I'm a positive community activist. I work with Johns Hopkins University, Towson, Morgan State, and Micah. Now you can go to T.J. Smith, Johnny Oleski, Mayor Martin O'Malley, Al Redmer, Brandon Scott, Mary Pat Clark, Bill Henry, Jack Young, Middleton, Dorsey, Mayor Stephanie Rawlins Blake, Tony Bridges, Mayor Dixon, Mayor Pugh, Branch, Welch, and Burnett. Go see Dr. Bundy. Get all the emails. Get all the emails. I don't want nobody saying they left out the loop here. Get all the emails from ddshortman at AOL.com and ddshortman at gmail.com. We're going to talk about your ceasefire program. You go to Waukegan, Illinois, and you ask Val King about me. You ask him about that ceasefire program I brought to Baltimore in 2006. WEEA Radio. Contact leaders of a beautiful struggle. Circle of voices. Contact the white predator the same way that you contact Murphy. Contact Warren Brown. I was talking about ending the war on drugs. J. Wendell Gordon didn't want to do that. Larry Young didn't want to talk about that. Ivan Bates ain't opened his mouth about that. Like I said, I was making a movie about y'all. And I said it to your face. Started with President Bush, but now it's about President Trump and President Obama. All right? We're talking about the money in Baltimore. Senator Kelly and Mrs. Kelly, Patarakis, Angelos, Kevin Plank. We're talking about Bart Mitchell and Ed Hale Jr. and Ed Hale Sr. We're talking about the Greater Baltimore Committee and ALEC, the corporation. ALEC, the corporation. Yeah. I'm showing you Baltimore rewired, and I'm breaking you down. That's my son, Philip Davis. And like I said, this movie was about me and my son. It was for my son's health care. 2009. State Attorney Waller, State Attorney Bernstein, Shellenberger, and Mosby. Y'all conspired to lock up Black Baltimore. And you can get my information from Doug Gansler, Brian Frosch, and Lisa Madigan from Illinois in the state prosecutor's office. U.S. Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, Alan Locks, Ronald Davis, Eric Holder, Patrick Fitzgerald. Get it from Perez, Kapelhoff, and Hardin. Like I said, I'm laying this out here for you. The same way that y'all did Manic Mondays, I'm airing dirty laundry. We talking about Baltimore rewired and the money y'all made off the wire, but none of the money came back to Baltimore. We talking about Speaker of the House Jones and Miller, Bobby Zirkin, Lafferty, Broschini, McDonough, Hugh, Ray. See, I testified in Annapolis about this, the Maryland Black Caucus. I testified. And I testified about the courts and the corruption in the courts. You go directly to Judge Cox and get my paperwork. It's a writ of certiorari to approach the Supreme Court under Article 3 of the Constitution. And we're going to talk about the courts and the judges. If you had knowledge of this, that means that you participated in it. Silence is consent. Judiciary accountability. I'm not going after the police. I'm going after the courts and the judges. I'm going after the politicians. All right? Elijah Cummings, Sarbanes, Dutch, Van Hollen, Kirk, Grassley, Harris, Durbin. All right? And Congressman Brown. When you was, Lieutenant Governor Brown? Yeah. Make sure you get all them videos. Make sure you get that minority report. Make sure you get it all for the Attorney General's office. Baltimore. Yeah. We talking about the war on drugs. This started 2/2/2008. James Hammond and Jake Davis. They wrote an illegal lease and filed false papers with the court. 2/2/2018, Ken LaRue removed evidence from the Waukegan Police Department. A videotape, tape 12/20. Yeah. 2/2/20, Durham Battle came to Lake County, Illinois. Told my lawyer, Karen Levy, I was mentally ill, thus causing a 90-day extra time in my trial. I'm a whistleblower. All right, I'm a whistleblower in the courts for forged checks. And that's the state's attorney, Mosby. That's Governor O'Malley. I asked for an audit. in the Democratic Party. I asked for a federal and a state audit in the Democratic Party. Because that's my Storm Falls road. You feel me? That's my Storm Falls road. I went home on vacation. I came back on probation. On 12/24/2007, I was kidnapped and charged with terrorism. I was kidnapped and charged with terrorism because I turned in judges and lawyers from the 1986 case. You can contact David Irwin from David Irwin's law firm here. Get my paperwork from David Irwin, everything he got. Get everything that Judge Souter got before they destroy it. Get everything that Judge Cox got. Because like I said, it's checks and balances. O'Malley created a money machine, and he did it through the courts and the politicians. You want us mad at the police for the chokeholds? Well, they wouldn't be putting the chokeholds on it if it wasn't for the politicians and them judges. Or the media. Fox 45, WJZ, WBAL. Yeah. Y'all made us famous for The Wire. And he got paid off of it. And he getting paid off of it. I'm with Starbucks. Starbucks and Shorty. You got a hell of a story. Y'all locked me up because I asked for Martin Luther King's job. I asked for his job. I didn't need to ask for it. I just did it. And this is part of my application. That's my application. I think I did a good job. So do he. Like I said, I was making a movie. That's my movie release. Shorty documentary. Right there. In regards to your documentary, I will not be able to appear. That's Ben Cardin's. That's Shorty's bootleg barbecue. And I'm showing you about being black in America. And I got it all on film. All we got to do is turn it on. You feel me? All we got to do is turn it on.
They'll lock me up. You know about the Armenian Mafia and Robert Sabanjan Sr. Go through your history. Anton Vargas was the Attorney General then, U.S. Attorney General then. Gave him plenty of information. If you go check his records, you might find some of the stuff I'm telling you. I showed you judges. I showed you police officers that are corrupt. You got cops in there. You got the video. They got the video. You need to do something about this because this is a political issue, and you need to prosecute these people for the crimes that they commit. Your name is Patrick Fitzgerald. You are a U.S. Justice Department attorney. That's Mr. Fred Foreman, right there behind you. You need to address that issue. Tom Delaney needs to be arrested for filing a false police report and lying on an indictment. The Waukegan News Sun needs to be held accountable for their propaganda that they spread. They lied about me on January 31st. They lied about me on December 24th. I never committed a bomb threat. A white man did on January 31st, and they didn't print an apology to me. I asked them to print an apology, and since they didn't, I was coming home December the 24th to sue them. You need to check the evidence and see that tape. You need to do your job, because I'm going to hold you accountable for your inactions. Kerry Kagwa, Obama's secretary, got a pamphlet. Both of y'all got pamphlets, and both of y'all supposed to be defending my civil and constitutional rights against injustice. That's your job. You did Tony Resco. You need to start with Waukegan, Illinois. You need to start with them people right there. This is going to turn into Operation Greylord if you do your job right. I got all the information for you. All you got to do is investigate. That's all you got to do is investigate. I got everything on paper. I got witness statements. I got everything I need. Videos. You seen them. And you still refuse to defend my civil and constitutional rights. Putting this tape, sending it to the president, Justice Department. Everybody going to get a copy of this. Told you, this is Shorty's Underground. This is how Frederick Douglass, Desmond Tutu, Stephen Biko, Nelson Mandela. This is what they did to get their cause heard in the public eye. You use a newspaper, Tom Delaney, to destroy my character and to color me.
I got the tapes, baby. I got the originals. I got everything that y'all say that y'all don't got, I got. I got it on social media for social change. I'm the most unarrestable black man in Baltimore. Because if I go to jail, we're going to play these tapes. I go to jail, we're going to bring the cloud into the courtroom. I go to jail, I'm going to have a hell of a witness list. Mic check! Can you hear me now? To be the best, you got to beat the best. You ain't beat me yet.